Phew. I've been dancing up a storm here in the front room, which was been pretty fun, but not to what your typical music. Yes, some 80s, 90s country, even some 70s, Waylon and Merle. I would honestly like to see some Waylon and Merle in the Yellowstone series if you're watching. Anyway, I've got a ton of books here, and they all have to be delivered tomorrow. So we may end up just picking out a few good stories, which this one is jam packed. Reader's Digest, December to January 2023. I can't get used to saying that yet. Holiday Magic, Tales to Warm Your Heart, Secret Santas, Your True Stories, Librarians Under Attack from the New York Times, Passengerland's Plane, a drama in real life, New Cancer Treatments That Work by Leah Granger, 13 Things About Crosswords, are an Reader's Digest original, and we're going to start in. Okay. I like Everyday Heroes, and this one is a cute mystery that turns an unassuming couple into a Santa Claus Christmas story by Andy Simmons. Jim Glob and Dylan Parker had just been handed the keys to their new Manhattan apartment on 22nd Street when the outgoing tenant said something curious. Just so you know that there's this thing where letters are addressed to Santa that comes to this apartment. The previous tenants received the mail too. It had been coming for years and no one knew why. But it's not that big of a deal. Glob and Parker settled in their new home for the first 2 years, and only a few letters trickled in from kids or parents asking Santa for gifts they could not otherwise afford: toys, coats, a doll. And then in months leading to Christmas 2010, they were deluged, which every day they'd open their mailbox, find it brimming over with letters to Santa. They responded to as many as they could, writing notes, even buying them gifts, but they could do only so much. Glob, of course, is not Santa. He runs a Broadway marketing company. But one night, when he and Parker threw a 1960s themed Christmas party, a solution appeared. Guests dressed in mod outfits and hippie beads noticed the hundreds of letters they yet to act upon tucked in the corner of their dining room and asked them about them. I told them the story, Glob said, and his guests were intrigued. A lot of people were like, I'll take a letter and I'll fulfill it. That's when Glob and Parker realized they didn't have to fulfill all. And this is Jim Glob, who has no idea why the letters come to his apartment. These letters themselves, people want to help. And so was born the Miracle on 22nd Street community-based volunteer organization that responds to children's letters to Santa season greetings and gifts. To spread the word, they started a website, miracleon22ndstreet.com, and a Facebook page. Working with other nonprofits that help those in need, they invited families around the country to go online and request gifts for their children. Likewise, donors, aka quote-unquote elves, can sign up to buy gifts for a child or family accompanied by a signed note with elf before their name, such as Elf Jim or Elf Jody. Both families and elves are vetted either on the nonprofits or by the Miracle on 22nd Street. Letters typically request popular items such as Paw Patrol and Cochameleon for the little kids, makeup, and bikes for the older ones. One child living in a crowded household wrote that he suffered back pain from sleeping on a living room couch. With the okay from the boy's parents, the child elf bought him a bed. Some letters are heartbreaking. One child wrote, Dear Santa, for Christmas I want my brother to get better. My younger brother has a hard time walking and has to use his wheelchair. I wish he could play like me. I also wish my baby brother could eat like me and not have his feeding tube. I know these are not real presents, but this is all I want this year. That's a tough ask for any elf. But Miracle on 22nd Street did send the children gift cards and a kind note. Last year, Glob and Miracle on 22nd Street helped more than 800 families. One beneficiary wrote on Facebook, Huge shout out to my kid's elf. You helped give this newly single mama Of 4, the best present, you gave my babies a reason to smile and enjoy their Christmas after everything we've been through. And all I wanted was to see them happy. I got just what I wanted. Glob no longer dwells on why the letters come to the apartment. Putting in long hours to help the families is what it's all about for him. It's part of Christmas for me, he says. It's the same for the elves and the families. They look forward to it. Not to do it would be very sad for a lot of people. It wouldn't be Christmas without it. And this is one of the thousands of notes to Santa. Oh, it's just wonderful. That is a cute little story, but we're going to skip it because we're short on time. I'm sorry. We will do the We Found a Fix, which is help and hacks and how to. I'm only going to read the bold print because I want you to pick up this magazine and read it yourself. It's that good. Entertaining to keep the bubbles in your bubbly. They say to put a metal spoon. It won't replace the cork, but it'll keep the air in the neck of the cold and act as an obstacle for escaping carbon dioxide. The second thing here, to ensure your Costco run. We don't have a Costco, but let's see. Upgrade this year's holiday caroling. They tell you how to do that. Stay balanced in the airplane aisles. Keep tension rods tense. Is that it this time? There's nothing else. Nope, nothing else. Okay. Okay, I will do the Secret Santas. Your true stories. The big guy's best kept secret. He's got elves everywhere. By the Reader's Digest readers. I'd like to propose a roast. Our entire household caught COVID-19 just a few days before Christmas. Amid the stress, I forgot that I already ordered a rib roast for our holiday dinner. When the butcher called to tell us it was ready, I told him that unfortunately we caught COVID and couldn't come pick it up. He replied, "I'll drop it off when I get off work. You shouldn't be without Christmas dinner." The doorbell rang at 5:15 p.m. The roast was hanging on the doorknob. The butcher waved from the end of the driveway, and I asked how to pay. He said, "Merry Christmas, just get better." Victoria Surfrank from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Guardian Angels. It was my first Christmas as a newlywed and mother in Cadillac, Michigan. And I had our Christmas shopping fund in my cash pocket. But when I got to the register, it was gone. I retraced my steps, found 2 strangers standing guard over my bank envelope on the aisle floor. I guess the relief on my face was enough evidence that it belonged to me. They walked away before I could ask them, but it's been 51 years, and I still remember those faces. Joanne Nichols from Niceville, Florida. Earning his wings. I was fresh out of college and had my first business trip on December 26th. That morning I said goodbye to my visiting family, left the airport, or tried. My car battery zapped. It was pre-cell phone. My family had already left my new place. I didn't know anyone in the area, and there was no cabs. It was my first real job. I was supposed to meet my executives at the airport on board the corporate jet. Panicked, I started walking 5 miles to the office. It was pitch black and snowing. I must have been a sight, a suit walking along a slushy road at 5:30 in the morning. Struggling with my luggage and briefcase, before long a motorist stopped and graciously offered me a ride. I made it to the airport on time, and laughter replaced my fear of getting fired as I shared the tale of my crazy morning with happy outcome thanks to the kindness of a stranger. Robert Owasani from Canal Fulton, Ohio. A Forest of Goodwill. In my early 20s, I was poor and living alone and desperately wanted Christmas tree. The year before, I had done without. I went to the Lions Club lot, told them that I only had $10, but did they have a little Charlie Brown tree I could buy? The wonderful man looked at me and said I could pick any tree I wanted. From then on, I always bought my trees from them. Dorothy Daugherty from Carlsbad, California. Clearing things up. I had 16 inches of snow to clear just before Christmas. After struggling for nearly 4 hours, I was ready for a break. but there was still a 3-foot snowbank at the end of the driveway. As I mustered the energy to make the opening for the mail carrier, the city plow driver paused his route to clear it for me. I was cold, exhausted, and so thankful that I wanted to cry. This gentleman made a 60-year-old woman's day. I chalk it up to the Christmas spirit. Lorraine Bogosian from Waltham, Massachusetts. Points well taken. My husband and I were at the checkout with a full cart of groceries just after Thanksgiving. Money was tight and the bill was adding up. We started picking which items we needed to put back. Suddenly a woman appeared begging us to let her pay. She said she needed the points on her credit card. She swiped the sign, disappeared. My husband and the cashier was all stunned. Moments earlier, we were worrying about what we would buy Christmas gifts for our grandkids. Now we had groceries and plenty of Christmas cash. Kristen Mosley from Lisbon, Maine. Ave Grande Vente Trenta. My father's favorite song was Ave Maria. He'd sing it every morning while he got ready for work. Last year, while I was shopping, I heard his song playing in a coffee shop. I automatically thought of my dad, who passed years ago. Got teary-eyed. When my coffee was ready, the barista handed it to me and said, "Merry Christmas." The person in front of you paid and asked to deliver that message. Connie Lightfoot from Cincinnati, Ohio. A class act. One Christmas, I was buying gifts for my Sunday school class. An angel ornament picture frame was and some candy for each student. On the way to the register, I saw The Christmas Fox, a wonderful book to help kids and adults understand that it's not about what you bring, but that you come. I stopped in the aisle to count my cash and realized I was blocking a couple's path. I apologized and explained, then moved over and resumed counting. I was short a few dollars. As I debated whether I should buy the ornaments or the books, the woman gave me a handful of bills and told me to buy both. For me, Christmas is always sweeter because of the memory of this generous stranger. Ooh. Now we're just going to briefly look here at the Times Square ball dropping and the one way that we all bring the new year in. Prescott, Arizona, outside the Palace Saloon, which serves cowboys since 1877, revelers give an outgoing each year with a boot, a 6-foot-tall cowboy boot, that is. That's kind of interesting. Sarasota, Florida, the crowd gathers to watch the symbol of Southern hospitality descend upon the aptly named Pineapple Square is a 25,000 pineapple deep, roughly half the city's population. Plymouth, Wisconsin, a giant wedge is hoisted above the cheese capital of the world, where 10% to 15% of all the cheese is consumed in the U.S. is made. Come on. You can do it. Okay. Now in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, New Year's Eve stretches into a 2-day festival, and here the marshmallow candy called Peeps are made. Fans can watch this 400-pound replica drop on December 30th or 31st, or both. Okay, we're going to move forward. Okay, we got quotes, quotable quotes. You have the power within you to create a life greater than any fairy tale you've read. And that's Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. The act of reading is extraordinary. Whole worlds created out of black squiggles on a white ground. John Banville, the novelist, in the New York Times Book Review. I'm a terrible review mirror guy. I prefer the windshield. Pharrell Williams, the musician in People. If my dogs are happy, then I'm happy. That sounds like something my mother used to say about her children, which I thought was overstated. I was wrong. Isaac Myra, the designer in Vanity Fair. You have to use your voice, even if it shakes. There are times when you will ask for change, and there are times when you'll create it. Allison Felix, the sprinter, two graduates of the University of Southern California. And now it's time for the word power. Y'all know how much I enjoy doing this. Let me get a pencil here. Okay. Season's greeting. The words in this quiz come straight from the pages of A Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens' classic tale of a cold-hearted miser who learns the true meaning of the holiday. Will you earn a humbug or a ho ho ho? Turn the next page for the answers by Sarah Chassé. Now, the first one up is avarice. It's a noun. Avarice. Is it A, goodwill, B, guidance, or C, greed? I'm going to write my answer on something. On what, Donna? Okay, this little advertisement here. One, I will say avarice. Number 2, fettered. It's an adjective. Is it A, garnished, B, chained, C, silver-plated? Again, fettered, adjective. Is it A, garnished, B, chained, or C, silver-plated? I'm going to go with A. And the first one I went with B. Just so you all can see, I'm doing this the same time you are. Jocund. It's an adjective. Is it A, cheerful, B, fertile, C, muscular? Jocund. A, cheerful, B, fertile, C, muscular. Boys, knock it off. I'm going to go with four. Scabbard. It's a noun. Is it A, a beggar child, B, a tiny quantity, or C, a blade's sheath? A, a beggar child, B, a tiny quantity, or C, a blade sheath? This one's really tough. Gainsay. It's a verb. Is it A, a prophet, B, to deny, C, to suppose? Gainsay. Verb. A, prophet, B, deny, C, suppose. Six. Dirge. It's a noun. Is it a song of grief, a snow squall, or a hooded spirit? A song of grief, a snow squall, or a hooded spirit? What's the matter? Come here. Come here. Heathcliff's having a moment. Have to take a time out. Congenial. It's an adjective. Is it A, pleasurable, B, related by marriage, or C, from birth? Congenial. 8. Garnet. It's a noun. Is it A, an attic room, B, a top hat, or C, a poor house? Garnet. A, an attic room, B, a top hat, or C, a poor house? 9. Misanthropic. It's an adjective. Is it A, nearsighted, B, antisocial, or C, animal-like? Misanthropic. I'm going to go with B. 10. Vestige. It's a noun. Is it A, to trace, B, a church bell, C, a lost love? Vestige. A. 11. Capacious. It's an adjective. Is it A, qualified, B, fickle, or C, roomy? A, qualified, B, fickle, or C, roomy? 12. Brigrund, it's a noun. Is it A, a workhorse, B, a wood coal-burning stove, or C, a bandit? Brigand, a workhorse, a coal-burning stove, or a bandit? Okay. Now we're going over here to 13. Pendulous, it's an adjective. Is it A, to next to last, B, hang loosely, or C, spectacular? Pendulous, next to last, hanging loosely, or spectacular? 14. Bestow, it's a verb. A, to hide, B, to give, or C, to bless? A, to hide, B, to give, C, to bless. 15. Inexorable, it's an adjective. Is it A, relentless, B, hopeful, or C, uncertain? A, relentless, B, hopeful, or C, uncertain? Okay, I've got my answers. Hopefully you do as well. And let's review this together. Word power. So the first one I said was B. So you can see I wrote it down. And it's C, greed. Fed up with the avarice of his corporate job, Antoine quit and joined the Peace Corps. So I got that wrong. 2. Fettered is chained. B. The defendant entered the courtroom head down and fettered at wrist. I got that wrong too. That's awful. Okay, 3. Jocund is cheerful, though usually reserved. Linda felt quite chagrined after having a glass of rum punch. Cheerful. I got that right. Thank you, finally. So we give me a star there. Okay. I see when I get it wrong, I mark through it. If when I get it right, I get a star. 4. Scabbard is a blade's sheath. I got that wrong too. Good gravy. And it says, pulling his sword from the scabbard, the prince charged at the dragon. 5 is gainsay, is to deny. I won't gainsay it. I put up a Christmas tree in October. B. I got that wrong too. I'm not doing too good on this word power. That's okay. 6, dirge is a song of grief. The aria begins as a slow dirge and then builds to a soaring finale. I can't believe I got that wrong, but I did. Congenial, pleasurable. We spent a congenial evening catching up with friends. I put down not that one. Garnet, A, an attic room. To reach her garnet apartment, Myra climbs 3 steep staircases. Boy, Donna is not doing well on this one. 9. Misanthropic is antisocial. My misanthropic neighbor's lawn is covered in no trespassing signs. 10. Vestige is a trace. I finally got another one right. Historians believe there is a monastery here. There's no vestiges of the structure that remain. Give me a star. Okay, 11. Capacious is roomy. Camilla downsized from her capacious mansion to a cozy cottage. Another one right. Give me another star. Okay, that's 3 right. Woo! 12. Brigard is C, bandit. Unhand me, you brigard. Okay, that's correct too. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Horrible. Okay. 13. Pendulous, hanging loosely. B. The basset hounds known for their pendulous ears. Hey, that's right. Yay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still terrible. 14 is C. Or no, 14 is B, Donna. To give. The Medal of Honor is the highest award military can bestow. Allergies. And 15, inexorable, relentless. Over the past century, inexorable advances technology have transformed our daily lives, and I got that wrong. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Vocabulary ratings. 9 and below is a silent night. That's what I am. 10 to 12 is a thrill of hope, while 13 to 15 is comfort and joy. I always love doing those. Okay, well, that's all I have to share from this Reader's Digest. It is a great book. Please pick it up. You won't regret it. It'll give you some holiday cheer and just make you feel warm in your heart. God bless y'all. Don't go nowhere. We're just getting started.